Skylark Outdoors here, and today I'm excited to share with you our review of the Heavenly Ski Resort, which we've got right here. We're going to go on a few runs, and you can see a couple people up here at the top throwing snowballs, having a good time, and the beautiful views that you get from Heavenly. You can see Lake Tahoe there in the distance and the snow-covered mountains. So in this video, we're actually at the top of the Olympic lift. That's what we came up, and we're actually going the Olympic downhill run. But we're going to go through the entire ski resort and some of the facts about Heavenly, so stay tuned. But before that, please give us that thumbs up, subscribe, and click any links below to help support us. We've got a Patreon, as well as buy us a coffee or other links related to skiing, which do help us create content for this channel, and subscribing is always appreciated. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Right now, we are on the Olympic Lift Express. That is that chair that is right there to the right. And we are actually on a run called Olympic Downhill, which is a nice intermediate run. And you can see just how open and empty this is. This is a day in March, and it is a weekday, so there's a fewer people. But you can see this is a nice wide open run, and it's not too crowded. Now, with any ski resort, it's going to be more busy on the weekends. So my recommendation for people who really want to have a good time and enjoy the mountain in its full openness, always try and go on a weekday. I know it's hard to take off work, but that does help. So let's talk about Heavenly and some of the stats on the mountain itself. Heavenly is 10,067 feet in elevation, which they claim is the highest mountain and resort in the Tahoe area. Now, what's really unique about this resort is that it actually spans two states. So Heavenly has both a Nevada side and a mountain side, and there is a road called State Line Road, and it's a division kind of Lake Tahoe between Nevada and California. So it's cool that you can go skiing in two states in one day on one trip at one ski resort. The pass works for both the Nevada side and the California side. It's just how the mountain ended up in the division of the states of the Heavenly Ski Resort. So this is at Olympic Express. We're going to get on the lift and we're going to keep talking about it, but you're going to get a good idea of what the conditions look like at Heavenly. So this was in March, which meant the snow had already accumulated, and then fresh snow was just getting on top. And for these Severe Nevada resorts and Lake Tahoe resorts, the snow is typically a little bit stickier and a little bit wetter. And really, it's best if you can get there after the snow has started to accumulate in the early season in January and in late February into March are kind of my favorite times to go to these resorts because you get more snow accumulation and a better base. And then when you get fresh snow, it's on top of that already established base, which means the most of the resort will be open. Now, in terms of other statistics, you've got that 10,067 feet for the top elevation of the mountain. And then for the bottom of the mountain, the base station is 6,657 feet. It's actually incredible what the difference can be at the base and at the top of Heavenly. Sometimes I've been on a perfectly sunny, warm day down at the base of Heavenly, and up at the top it was a blizzard in the clouds, which is just pretty wild. And you can just experience that even driving up from Reno into Heavenly, or maybe you're coming from the Sacramento area. You might have a 70-degree day in Sacramento, and then it could be snowing and a blizzard at the top of Heavenly, which is pretty cool and just neat that you can experience those climates all in the same day. In terms of size, it's a fairly large resort at 4,800 acres. You've got 28 lifts. You've got an average snowfall of 251 inches, 3 terrain parks, 97 trails, and then as far as terrain goes, you've got 2% beginner terrain, 80% intermediate terrain, and 18% advanced terrain. Now, some of the things that make Heavenly unique and what I like about it are the really amazing views of Lake Tahoe that you're going to get from several different runs and sides of the resort here. So Lake Tahoe, that is the region in Northern California, and Lake Tahoe is one of the biggest freshwater freshwater lakes in the United States. And it is typically pretty cold year-round in the actual lake because it's fed by all this beautiful snow and runoff from the mountains. But it is also a really beautiful and crystal clear lake in many cases. So definitely worth checking out. Now, what's cool about Heavenly is because it's based in both California and Nevada. On the Nevada side, you actually have a couple of casinos. So if you like to gamble or you want the casino experience and some of the entertainment that goes along with casinos, you can get that at Heavenly because right off the lift, just a block or two away, you've got casinos there, which are going to have all kinds of things like shows, DJs, and then, of course, typical casino activities like gambling. But there's plenty to do in Heavenly, as well as the Lake Tahoe area. There's lots of places to go actually look at the lake or take a boat ride during the earlier time of the year, as well as you can also go on hikes. And sometimes there isn't even snow at the lower elevations of Lake Tahoe when there is snow on the mountain. So it's cool that you can do other activities like go for a bike ride, go for a walk, or a hike. And you're not super encumbered with snow because of just the change in elevation is one of the things that makes it so that there is more snow at top of the mountain. There's also a nice base station at the bottom of Heavenly. There's a big gondola there, and there's shopping, there's restaurants that you can go for operas, and typically at the end of the day, they've got like a DJ set up at a fire pit at some of those areas of the base station, the gondola, as well as there's parking and stuff that you can do around town in the Heavenly Tahoe area. Now, Heavenly is located on the south side of Lake Tahoe, so it's kind of called South Tahoe, and you've got that Nevada and California side there. Things about the ski resort that I actually really like is there are a lot of trees, so if you want to go in the glades, there's plenty of glade skiing that you can find. Heavenly typically has pretty large and wide open runs, so even on a busy day, you've got plenty of space to spread out, and it being 4,800 acres, if you find an area that's busy, my recommendation is just go to another lift, and you're going to find that higher up the mountain, and as you go further out to the sides of the mountain, typically you're going to have less people there and less space. That main gondola up from town, that's where most people tend to accumulate. So as long as you get off that main trail and main gondola area, you're going to find plenty of space to spread out and enjoy Heavenly. Now, one thing that you should know about Sierra Nevada skiing or the Sierra Mountain Range skiing in general is they get something called the Sierra Cement, which just means that their snow has higher moisture content totals in it and it's a little bit heavier. What that means is the day of a storm, you're actually going to get really great powder skiing typically, but then as it freezes overnight, that snow is going to get a little bit stiffer and a little bit firmer. It's great for building big bases up, as well as because it is a heavier, stiffer snow, it will hold better on steep elevations, which makes it possible to ski some of the steepest terrain in the world in the Sierra Nevada mountain range, because that snow will hold to the stickier rock faces and steeper rock faces that it would slough off in other areas where you get a lighter snow like you might find in Utah or parts of Colorado. Now, something just to know about that Sierra Cement is that storm days, if you get one, go ski. But because it also gets a lot of sun in California, sometimes afternoon skiing can be really good because what happens is that sun heats up the snow just a little bit and it allows it to get a little bit softer and mushier. So don't sleep on afternoon skiing in Lake Tahoe region. I like to ski all day, but sometimes in the morning that snow can be a little stiff and then it gets a little bit warmer, a little bit more sun on it. It can be a little bit softer and more forgiving. So sometimes, even though you may think it's nice to be in that fresh groomed snow first thing in the morning, which is great as well. Don't sleep on the afternoon skiing in Lake Tahoe. It's actually pretty good. And a lot of the crowds tend to alleviate in the afternoon around Heavenly and they're off to operas, which there's plenty to do for operas both on the mountain and off the mountain at Heavenly Ski Resort. What I like is there's tons of trees here. You can see these are beautiful pine trees, but then as you go up further in the mountain, there's kind of these like gnarly pine trees at the very top, maybe 1,000 feet up above the lift we got off of, that are wind blown from all the wind at the top of the mountain, and they just look really cool when there's a new snow. Now, these conditions are March conditions, and that's typically one of my favorite times to go ski the Sierra Nevada mountain range. And just depending on the year, they can have incredible amounts of snow around that time of year just because it continues to accumulate. And you get that Pacific moisture coming off because Tahoe is located in California. just a couple hundred miles away from the Pacific Ocean and coast. And you've got people coming from San Francisco, Sacramento, Northern California area, and then you get people coming from Reno. That's the next biggest city in the Nevada side of the Lake Tahoe area. But overall, really enjoy skiing at Heavenly. There's a lot of space to spread out, and that's what I recommend you do if you find yourself on a busy day. Just keep spreading out, keep exploring the mountain until you find your space that you like. And if you like trees, there's a ton of tree skiing at Heavenly in Tahoe. And if you don't want to be bothered, that's where you can go, is get off into the trees, and you're going to find a lot of terrain there. Another thing that's really nice is they do have really wide, big open groomed runs in Heavenly. So thanks for watching this review of Heavenly Ski Resort located in Lake Tahoe. Please give us that thumbs up, subscribe, and click any links below if you want to support us. It is always appreciated. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.